this episode of The Excursion, I'll be fishing, brewing, exploring, and chowing down coastal style along the peaceful shores of Liberty County, Georgia. A destination filled with natural beauty and the right blend of southern hospitality. Let's get started. You could call this the land of the birds, or the fish, or just friendly folks who treat you right and feed you well. Settlers Rest, located on Hampton Island, is a massive, beautifully maintained 4-bedroom getaway located right on the edge of the marsh. And it's just a short walk to our first excursion challenge. Enter my fishing friend and redfish whisperer, Michael Croft.
Well, this is a special lake. Came here years ago, was catching tons of largemouth bass, but something changed.
When you lose your fishery, you very seldom that you're blessed with a replacement as quick as we did, because we lost all of the freshwater fish. The hurricanes, and of course the hurricanes and tornadoes, the damage that was done not just to the lake, that was done to the surrounding geographic, but they were replaced with was the saltwater species, the redfish, black drum, red drum and black drum, and speckled sea trout, which are just phenomenal. The man upstairs has got a plan, and he said, we want to trade your freshwater fish for saltwater fish, and it worked out. So it's been fun. Pound per pound, a red drum is the best fish in the water for a fighting fish, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Well, you may not have noticed, I have redfish pants.
Yep.
And I see you don't have redfish pants.
No.
That might hurt you.
Yeah, I'm at a disadvantage.
Yeah, see, not everybody has these, so I got this going. Guess the challenge is catch a redfish, or are we going to try and catch 2 redfish, or what do you think for the challenge?
Let's try to get let's get a couple doubles, and that would be the goal. If we have about 2 or 3 doubles, I think we would accomplish something.
All right, that means they're schooling.
And then it gets interesting trying to land them and getting them in when everybody's hands are full. Oh. There he is. There you go. There's the double.
Got it. There you got our double already. Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay, challenge complete. I got to bring him in though, right?
Well.
Yes, sir. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is a beast.
Not no slouches.
Woo! Holy smokes. Yes, sir. This is a good fishery, Mike.
Yes.
Good.
Phenomenal.
Wow. Look at these spots. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spots.
All right, so the science on the spots is what I found out is when the water salinity goes down, they put on more spots to increase their camouflage. So this is not, obviously this is not the sound, and this is not out in the open water, but it is salt water, but its salinity is low enough to where they started putting on a few more spots, and I have caught them up with 20 spots on them. Really good looking fish. This has got 3 on one side.
19 spots. 19 spots if you count both sides. This is about how long is this guy? We already beat the challenge, folks.
21.
21. 22.
22.
Oh yes, a double. Mike said he was going to put me, he actually guaranteed me earlier. I just didn't think we'd have a double on the first cast. Yes, sir. Woo! All right, I'm going to let him lift. Adios, buddy.
Get him a little reviving. Water's nice and cool, so they should kick off real well. Yep.
Yes. There you go. They're all good here.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. They're gonna be in that perfect slot size. But see, their mouths are so tough that your bait literally doesn't last.
It just tears it apart.
Right at 24.
24.
Yeah, that's the upper size slot there.
All right. They just keep it getting bigger and bigger, folks. Look at that. Mike, you know what you're doing here. That was fun.
Yeah, he had some shoulders to it, and I could tell where he was fighting.
He did. Matt, do you mind taking a picture of this fish?
That's a trout. Shake your head.
All right, first trout.
Does he feel like a good one? He's a
Yes. Yes. Oh man, first trout.
20 inches.
20-inch trout. Oh my goodness. You're brave to put your finger in there. See those fangs? Can you put your finger in there? I don't put my finger in there.
That's a delicious morsel. Look at that. Wow.
Put your finger in there.
Good.
2, 3.
The slime on them is what's really important. So you want to have your hands wet. You don't want to touch them more. You definitely don't want to put no rag on them. But making sure that you don't take that slime off of them.
Well done, man. That was beautiful. Now we're getting different species.
Yeah, that wasn't even in our goal, was it?
No. We're just making up challenges now. Another trout?
Yeah.
All right. So he's got more speckles.
Yeah.
So Mike's granddaddy always said, when the moon is up and visible like this, at this time of the day, it's always good fishing. He's diving.
Yeah.
It is absolutely incredible how Mother Nature adapts and prevails. The hurricanes did catastrophic damage to these bass lakes for sure, but in time, the fishery turned out quite different and quite special. This fishing story is one that I've shared time and time again. Yes. Because the wildlife transformation is so incredibly fascinating, and unlike many fish tales, Mike and I have the video evidence to back it up.
Yes. Look at that color, it's golden. Bayou bronze. Look at that, look at the fins. Dude, that matches my shorts. Look at that. Yes, sir.
That's what they pandered in after.
I think you have the trophy for the day.
He's heavy. He's got his roots. This is the third year of a sustainable redfish school of probably 200 to 500 constant throughout a 40-acre lake, and now we're getting good trout that are coming in, and
there's fresh brackish water coming in still.
right. But we're not, and we're using strictly saltwater tactics to freshwater application.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is that could the forage and the amount of bait fish sustain a sizable school of fish, and we are leaning in the right direction for a sustainable redfish lake. You know, we're Hampton Island, and now we've got the two most targeted inshore species that our coast offers.
Mike, thanks so much, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Have a good one.
After a successful outing on the water, it was time to explore a little history of Liberty County and talk about a tranquil spot to do so. This area in Riceboro is known as the historic Baptismal Trail.
For nearly 100 years, this site was actually an active holy place where ancestors of local Geechee communities baptized new members into their faith.
Inspired by my successful fishing outing with Mike on Hampton Island, I brought my fly line just in case I spotted a few little fish in these creeks. But this experience was really about the natural beauty and the history. And I wanted more. So off to nearby K Creek wetlands to explore even more natural beauty offered here in Liberty County, Georgia. our speckled trout and redfish roundup, it was time for a little mini break. And the county's hottest new spot was ready for us with open arms and an open tap. Split Fin Brewing. Jeremy and Dr. Kristen Boucher aren't your average brewmasters. These two former Army officers met in service and soon realized they had a common passion.
My background is in chemistry and biology. Jeremy has some chemistry education as well. I've taken a lot of chem, organic chem, biochem, microbiology, all of those courses. So it all starts with reverse osmosis water. So we start from scratch, blank canvas, and then we build up the water profiles from there. Some of the characteristics of beers in other regions and other countries come from the water in that region. So what we aim to do is recreate those water profiles, characteristic of those beers specifically. We had to actually get the ordinances changed. Midway had no ordinance for a brewery or anything of that nature. Jeremy went to multiple town hall meetings, they voted on it, and then they ended up passing it.
So they are trailblazers here in Liberty County, and the locals have responded quickly, embracing all sorts of experimental flavors. And to better appreciate the brew itself, Jeremy takes us through the science of brewing in this aquarium-like atmosphere.
All right, so everything here starts with reverse osmosis. So every single one of my waters, I base it down to 0 properties. Parts per million for zinc, calcium chloride, calcium hydroxide, and then I build up all of my water well before I start the brewing process to match a country-specific water profile. So this is called your mash tun. This is where I put all the grain in, and I will be able to convert the starches to sugars. Once I convert the starches to sugars inside the mash tun, at that point it becomes wort. I'm going to end up moving that wort over to the boil kettle. That's where every different beer style will have a different hop schedule, different hops added at different points of the boil. So once I'm done with that and I've cooled it, I'm moving it over to one of 3 of my fermenters. Once I get done here for about 12 days, it moves over to this tank right here, which is called your bright tank. That's where it gets its carbonation from. From here, it goes into kegs, and then I move it over to the walk-in cooler to be served.
So you brought out a flight and the little fin that you guys made. I love this. And the taps, those are so cool. Tell me about these beers here.
All right, so the first beer is going from heel to toe.
Okay.
This one is a Kolsch. Nothing too fancy about that one, but this next one, a lemon Hefeweizen. Now, I actually created my own yeast strain for this lemon Hefeweizen. There is typically a Hefeweizen yeast strain. However, I wanted to dry it out a little bit, so I added a little bit of a different yeast strain into the mix to get more of those residual sugars to dry out the beer a little bit.
That's awesome. I feel like I'm in Germany. All right, we move on. You know, I'm an IPA guy, but I'm willing to try something different. This is different.
All right, so a raspberry Goza. A Goza is a German sour. However, it's not as sour as most American sours. So the German Goza is sweet, it's sour, and it's got a high salt content.
That's one of the best ones I've had. Seriously, that was great.
That's actually the most popular beer. Oh yeah.
Coming off the water, this has got to be awesome. It's refreshing at the same time. Then we get it's nighttime. Now we relax by the fire.
Well, now we're over to the winter. Me, I'm a big dark beer guy. I love my stouts, my porters. That is a chocolate stout.
Oh yeah, I taste the chocolate. That's dessert.
Oh yeah.
Well, Jeremy, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Split Fin, great name. Smart people doing it. I love the science behind it. You know, sometimes it doesn't take a scientist to make it, it takes 2.
It takes 2.
All right.
When we return, reward time in Liberty County, along with a smashing final excursion challenge between me and crewman Matt. So all natured up and ready to wind down, the crew and I headed to Midway for our excursion reward. And the talk around town was Melody's Coastal Cafe. And boy, were we glad we listened to the locals.
Melody is my mother-in-law, my husband's mom, and the inspiration behind the restaurant. Midway is a small town, very homey feel. Everybody knows everyone's name, and you just feel at home anywhere you go here in Midway. It's definitely where we wanted to end up. We wanted to offer something for everybody, for the military people, for the families, for the children. So we've got the bar, we've got the arcade for the young and the young at heart, and then we've got the main dining room for everybody to come together.
Let's talk about Ron in the kitchen, and you know, it's a coastal cafe, but you have a very wide range of items.
So he was raised in Brooklyn with his mom, aunts, uncles, and grandparents. And in Brooklyn, you can go from one street to the next and have a different cuisine. So he's used to being able to get what he wants when he wants. And with us being in between two military bases, it's nice that they can come to a place and get a little bit something different. We have our base menu, but we also offer a blackboard special, and you never know what's going to be on that.
So you have everything from surf to the turf.
Yep. And Cuban sandwiches and barbecue and seafood tacos. This was our legacy for our children. We have 6 children together, so we wanted to leave something for them, something to remember us by and something for them to be proud of.
So what's Ron going to be cooking for me in the kitchen today?
I believe he's making you his red, white, and blue burger, which is our ground Angus chuck, and it's going to have American cheese, applewood smoked bacon, homemade onion strings, and a fried egg on top.
Awesome, so no one leaves here hungry.
They will not. We definitely feed you like your Italian family. So he just took one of the ground chuck and smashed it down on the grill there. It's a 3rd pound. And that's our house seasoning. That's the secret, gives it the flavor, but doesn't take away from the flavor of the meat. Oh yeah. We've got the onion strings that I've just taken out of the buttermilk wash and put into our breading mix. Now we just give them a nice little fry.
They can order however they want, but yeah, over medium's kind of how we go with it.
And we get as many of these guys as we can to stay on top. And then he'll finish you off.
I just have to eat it.
So before we got to the burgers, my cameraman Matt and I had one more score to settle. Melody's has a great arcade to go along with the awesome food and a beautifully stocked bar, and right in the center of the arcade loomed our final excursion challenge, the bag.
It's about to get serious.
Dart. Whoa, that was close. See how close that was? All right, here we go. Punch here. Yeah, it can't be a haymaker. It's me versus Matt. We got to go this way. Oh, go, baby.
Pretty good.
Go, baby.
Oh, no.
Woo! Oh, my goodness.
Superman.
Superman. Yeah.
All right, let's just go for it.
Oh, no.
I started strong with a spectacular punch that must have shook the entire county. Heads turned, and I could only imagine that onlookers were amazed. And then came Matt with his thunderous retort.
No, stop.
All right, I got brutal.
Stop.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Oh.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Oh, the humiliation. The entire restaurant must have been shocked and disappointed in my stunning upset loss.
I'm gonna have to split the burger. Can you believe that? Look at this.
Regardless, the reward was waiting, and Matt decided that my fishing success evened the score and was enough to spell excursion success.
Here it is, folks. Red, white, and blue burger. Legend has it, no one has ever been able to eat it in one bite. Let's see what happens here. I don't think I can pick it up with one hand.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Pieces are falling out. Thank you, Ron. Oh, you want some of that? Here you go. Do not drop an onion string. Oh. Fishing, punching, brewing, and exploring, Liberty County, Georgia has a little of everything for those who prefer both a little relaxation and a healthy dose of adventure. You could say it's just the right blend. Excursion complete. See you next time.